You got the funk, gets me stupid, gets me drunk. I'll do anything that you want.
So hey, what's up you guys? It's Chicken Queen, Abigail Black. Today we're gonna be talking about what no one tells you when you get married. I got married 6 days ago, and there's just a lot of stuff. I feel like people talk about marriage, but a lot of stuff people don't talk about. And I'm gonna talk about the stuff that people don't talk about, okay? Notice that when you have curly hair, like, you get shadows in your hair so it doesn't look as blonde, but when you straighten it, it looks so blonde. So I've literally been asked if I was wearing a wig, and I was like, no. So the first thing is the process of moving in together. Gavin and I originally weren't going to move in together when we got married, but then we were like, we want to, so we did. And there's just like a lot you don't think about. So first of all, I brush my teeth twice a day. He doesn't, which I think is kind of gross. I'm not gonna bash on him because he's actually had less problems with his teeth than me. But, well, apparently gingivitis runs in my family, so that sucks.
Yo, gingivitis check.
In the morning, I'll be like, your morning breath is so bad. But he said he's open to brushing his teeth for me now, so.
What?
Hey, that makes him sound so gross. That's one thing you don't realize though, is like men like don't really understand like what is considered to women basic hygiene, you know what I mean? Like we're like, oh yeah, we have a skincare routine, we have a makeup routine, we have a makeup removal routine, we have a body wash routine, we have a body wash scrub routine, like things to keep our skin and like our hair and like everything so healthy in our face. And men are just like, thank God he uses actual shampoo and conditioner, because like that's one thing that irks me the most. He actually uses women's shampoo and conditioner because he says he never finds it in men. So thank God he at least, the bar is so low. That's just like one of the things you don't think about, is like the different hygiene. But last Christmas he actually asked me for a whole skincare thing, so I was just like yes, and bought him a bunch of skincare products. And recently he was like, hey, I feel like my skincare, I want more stuff, so he got like some CeraVe. I'm getting so into skincare right now, but like that just made me happy. But that's just something you don't think about, that and like how you sleep with your comforter. I like my bed to always be made, so I literally I sleep on top of my comforter but with a blanket, but I also run hot, so that's just how I like to sleep. He of course likes to get under the covers, which is actually very normal. But I'm just saying, like, this is thing like you don't think about when you get married, you know what I mean? Like how you like to sleep, how you like to whatever. But we already kind of knew that about each other, so like literally nothing has been a surprise yet. Like we've integrated like our schedules like so well together. And also how many meals you eat. On a good mental health day, I eat 3 meals a day with snacking in between. I eat a lot, and he will eat like 1 meal a day and just absolutely pig out. So like that's been a little different. But I do cook a lot, and I eat very healthy, and he eats very non-healthy. But as we've grown up, we've realized that's like our upbringing. He was always bought frozen meals to make himself. I was always cooked for, and then kind of learned and integrated my own cooking routine. It's just like I feel like no one talks about like moving in together. Obviously a lot of people do move in together before they're married, but it's like it's kind of like the same thing, you know what I mean? No one really talks about it. They'll be like, oh yeah, haha, my husband doesn't clean, and I'm like, what? But when you move in together, there's just like a lot that's different. How you sleep, how you eat, how you live your life. It's like two different people coming together. Gavin and I are fortunate that we actually work very well together that way, and it's been like no trouble him moving in. Literally, it's just basically been amazing.
I've been a little bit too confident in this video, so I'm just gonna knock on wood.
How nice it is. How nice it is that you can start sending Christmas presents as a unity. No one talks about this. When you're married, you can buy one Christmas present for one person and say, from Gavin and Abby. But when you're dating, it's gotta be from the both of you. So that's one thing that was really nice. We went out and bought Christmas presents for people this year. We had a budget of like 60 bucks, and we got everyone presents. And we only had to get them one present because it's from the both of us. Now, I'm a giver, so if I do have the money, I will buy hella presents for everyone. But this year we didn't, so it was actually really nice to have that out where we can do that. Now I'm basically outing myself, but I know my family doesn't watch my videos. They're very unsupportive. I'm kidding. I'm lucky my family doesn't watch my videos. But no one talks about that. No one talks about how nice it is. No one talks about the process of moving in together. I mean, obviously there's stuff there, but I just feel like in my entire life of 21 years, I turn 22 next year, no one has really talked to me about like any of this stuff. You know what I mean? People actually care if something happens to your spouse. So when you're dating and you're like, oh, my girlfriend is in the hospital, people are like, oh, that sucks. But they don't really understand the gravity of it, you know what I mean? Because they're like, oh, it's a girlfriend. They've been together for like, they've only known each other a year or whatever, you know what I mean? People just don't treat it the same at all, but now it's like, if your wife is sick and you need to come help her or something goes wrong, you could be like, hey, my wife is sick, I need to go home or I need to do this. And people just respect your relationship a lot more when you're married. Obviously because being married takes a lot more, but just they do. And that's like something also people don't really talk about, is like the difference between being boyfriend and girlfriend and being married, like the respect that you gain after you get married. How much changes up to the wedding. So before you get married, so much changes. You're probably gonna have fights with one of your friends. A lot happens, a lot changes, it's very stressful. So you're likely, if not a friend, a family member, you're gonna have some falling outs coming up to a wedding. And then the other thing is the very opposite. You're gonna mend a lot of relationships that you probably thought you'd never mend. I got engaged to Gavin. I realized I was holding grudges to some people, whether I was related to them or not. And so I mended a lot of relationships before I got married because I was like, I don't need to hold a grudge. I'm gonna be related to this person, so and so, you know, stuff like that. So I actually mended a lot of relationships, but I also almost had a falling out, you know what I mean? So you will get in arguments, but you also will solve a lot of your relationships will change a lot after you get engaged. It's like, it's such an amount of stress and so much is going on that, you know, if you feel a certain type of way or something happens, like, it can create a situation. No, I feel like no one really talks about how much change is coming up to a wedding. You're literally planning something that's gonna change you and your partner for the rest of your life. No one really talks about how relationships change up to a wedding, but no one also talks about how many little specific details are in a wedding. And like, everyone is like, oh yeah, weddings are stressful. And then you think about that, but then when you're actually planning, you're like, oh my gosh, this is stressful. Anybody's watching this and getting married anytime soon, have a small wedding. You don't want a big wedding, love. You don't. Do what you want, take the colors you want or whatever. If you have extra money to throw away, put that shit in a mutual fund. Invest it, buy property, but don't put it into one day. You know what I mean? Don't put it into one dress. Don't spend $20,000 on a dress. And I don't mean don't invite your family members, but like, I'm getting way too into it. This is not an advice video, but I'm just saying. And I feel like no one also talks about how stressful a wedding is for other people. It's like, I had to see my mom stress out. I had to see other people stress out. I had to see my friends stress out. And that's just like really hard on you, and you kind of feel hurt because you feel like you're hurting other people. And the last thing is how fun being married is. When you're married to the right person, it's actually amazing. I haven't been feeling the greatest, but Gavin and I, we weren't able to have a honeymoon yet. His parents are paying for the honeymoon, but because of things that happened, they weren't able to budget for it yet, so we only got like a 2-day getaway at a hotel in Franklin. That was amazing. We literally went down to the bar, we went swimming, we literally made the most of it. We obviously had some freaky time. And then just moving back in here, we've literally been very in sync. We've been relaxing, we've literally been playing so much Minecraft. I've been cooking for him, we've been cleaning, we've been just figuring stuff out. Literally, we've been together for almost 3 years now, and now we've been married for almost a week, and literally it's just been so amazing. I love my husband. I love my life with my husband. It's just been amazing. But I just wanted to make this video because I just wanted to, like, if you're in a serious relationship right now, if you're getting married, there's just like things that like I feel like people don't think about or don't talk about.
I can't believe I forgot to mention this, but no one talks about how hard it is to change your last name. I'm not gonna get into it, but it is hard and it is a change.
I'll probably make a lot of marriage videos because I'm married, love. It's mental. I mean, there's a lot that happens when you get married, and it's like a good thing for content now that we're like bored in quarantine. I just gave myself a foot cramp. If you're thinking about getting married, really think about how you guys work together, how you problem solve, stuff like that, you know what I mean? But it's crazy because this is my first video as a married woman.
Shut